The semantics Democrats are using to lie about this shutdown. Let's check it out. Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. You could hear it all week in the way he talked about this pending government shutdown. If Democrats were dumb enough to push it, Trump kind of wanted it to happen. And of course, a president that created a Department of Government Efficiency and onboarded an army of government waste cutters sees the potential upside in a shutdown, and Democrats were dumb enough to let him have it. The president posting about a meeting with his budget point man Russ Vought today, saying to determine which of the many Democrat agencies, most of which are a political scam, he recommends to be cut and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent. I can't believe the radical left Democrats gave me this unprecedented opportunity. So he's just blasting it out there right now and adding insult to injury, which is a lot of fun, obviously. This morning, Caroline Levitt gave us an idea of the scope of what is coming.
Can you give us an estimate on the amount of federal workers that the Trump administration wants to fire during the government shutdown? Are we talking hundreds? Are we talking thousands?
Look, it's likely going to be in the thousands. It's a very good question, and that's something that the Office of Management and Budget and the entire team at the White House here, again, is unfortunately having to work on today. These discussions and these conversations, these meetings would not be happening if the Democrats had voted to keep the government open.
And what a pickle they find themselves in now, right? Because now, if you capitulate now, it's like, why did we shut down to begin with? So Democrats are really in a tricky situation here politically and a terrible miscue for Democrats. There's nothing that they care about more than growing the size of Washington and the size of that government. Growing that tumor is their central preoccupation, the most important thing they can do. Once that thing in Washington is large enough, they'll never lose again, because anybody that operates based on that, anybody that gets money from that government, anybody that makes money from that government, anybody that needs that government is always going to vote in their direction for more of that government. And that's the plan. Get that thing as big as they can. Watching government be reduced instills a visceral anger in these people like nothing else. Congressman Randy Fine explaining today what Russ Vought is doing at the Office of Management and Budget. Take a listen.
Russ was very clear with us on our call a couple of hours ago that they're being very precise and very focused in refining those plans so that whatever they do is done in a very targeted way to fundamentally shrink the size and scope of government.
Fundamentally shrink the size and scope of government. The cuts are likely to begin tomorrow. They said in the next day or two, and that was yesterday. It is a heavy price to pay for Democrats, all because they wanted to protect the future of their support base, of course, which is illegal immigrants in this country that they want to see dependent on the dole, which, despite their denials, is exactly what this is all about, exactly what their plan has been. You can tell it's true because when people talk about this whole getting illegals health care, it hits a nerve. It hits it really hard. In Liz Warren's case, it really hit the nerve. Watch her snap at a host this morning.
So, Senator, Republicans say what you're really fighting for is taxpayer dollars for, as they put it, illegal aliens. I know that's not strictly true, but there is a provision.
Excuse me, not strictly true.
It's not true directly, but
out lie. It is a flat out lie.
The way that they frame it.
There is nothing in Medicare that permits one undocumented immigrant to get $1 of assistance.
Senator, if you let me finish the question.
Now we arrive at the semantics of all of this, because the way she said that is everything. And that's the way all of them are saying it right now. Let's take a listen to AOC claiming that undocumented illegals can't be given health care.
The fact of the matter is undocumented people do not and cannot access and be covered by the ACA, Medicaid, Medicare, period. There are dozens of laws in the books that enforce that.
Again, undocumented can't be given ACA, all this stuff. Hakeem Jeffries saying the same.
Federal law prohibits the use of Medicare, Medicaid, the Children's Health Insurance Program, and the Affordable Care Act to provide health insurance in any way, shape, or form to undocumented immigrants, period, full stop. That's the law, and Democrats aren't trying to change that.
So these are the semantics, right? Listen as J.D. Vance explains exactly what's going on here. Thanks to Joe Biden, millions of undocumented, which are the same as illegals, right? That's the euphemism for an illegal alien in this country. Millions of undocumented are no longer even technically undocumented. Take a listen to this.
There are various ways in which the Biden administration waved away illegal immigration status. They gave parolees, they gave asylum claims to people who weren't really claiming asylum. And when they waved the magic wand of amnesty, giving millions of people legal status, even though they were in the country illegally, they also gave those people access to health care benefits.
You're not undocumented. You're not illegal if you're asylum. You now have a little exception. And he waved that wand across millions of people. Maybe this was the point. It's part of the point. This is how sick these people are. They just changed the status so that millions that they invited to surge the border, surge the country, can start leeching onto our welfare system. We're dealing with some very dirty people on the other side, and there's a better example of this when you look at Biden's Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. And this is documentation that they put out as recently as a year ago. This was all through his term. And this is advice telling immigrants how to apply for government health care and to avoid terms like undocumented, unauthorized, or illegal. This is a training manual to help the millions of people that he invited to surge the border to get onto the federal dole. They literally put it in there. Don't label yourself like this, and we can figure out a way to get you some of this money that all our taxpayers pay. We're trying to give you this money. We want you to have this money. We want you to stay here, get comfortable here. We need you voting in a few years. We're going to get you all these things. We're going to get you set up, and then you're going to vote for us. That's the scheme. These are the kinds of policies that now define the Democrat Party. This is what they think of you. You're just a vessel to their power. Your paycheck is a vessel to more power for them. You don't hate these people enough, I promise you. They want to bring millions of people into your country and force you to pay for them, for their own benefit, knowing at some point that they will vote. It is a political grift. It is one that you pay for. It has been the plan for years now. Let's go back to 2019.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay. Let me start with you, Mayor Buttigieg. Why?
The whole stage. The whole stage. Remember, that was 2019. That's Trump in office. That's as crazy as we could possibly get in a moment like that. Democrat primary debate. It is a scam on the American people that is so vile it should actually be criminal. Imagine what the founding fathers of this country would think if they saw something like this happening. And it shows you what they really think of you more than anything. North Dakota Senator John Hoeven joins us tonight from the Rotunda. And, sir, it's good to have you on. They keep telling us that no money goes to illegal health care. These are the games they always play. As we know, money is fungible. And thanks to Biden's broad designations, there's not many left that are technically still illegal in this country, right?
Well, Rob, you went through it, in some detail, and as Vice President Vance explained very clearly, the Biden administration was, giving status so that people who had come here illegally were getting these benefits, and that's one of the things that we changed in the One Big Beautiful Bill. We said, no, if you're here illegally, then you are not going to get these health care benefits, and also we added a work requirement. That's one of the things that Senator Schumer, in this Schumer shutdown, wants to repeal those provisions of the One Big Beautiful Bill and then add about $1 trillion in spending, all for a short-term clean CR that goes till November 21. And people see that. And I think the more they see of it, the more they're going to reject this Schumer shutdown.
I don't know what the numbers would be, but imagine you took a poll of the American people, and you asked them, do you think that your tax dollars should be going to cover, the health care costs of people that have come into the country illegally? I can't fathom that is more than 20% of the country that would agree with that.
Rob, not only that, but first off, if you ask people, should people from other countries be able to come to our country illegally, they're going to say absolutely not. Are they going to say, should we, if you ask them, should we have a secure border? They're going to say we absolutely should have a secure border. Border security is national security. Before you even get to your point, then you shouldn't be providing free benefits, whether it's health care or other benefits as well. Overwhelmingly, Americans are opposed to that, and that is exactly why they elected the Trump administration and Republicans to both the Senate and the House.
The cutting has begun. I'm curious how you think this is going to work and how aggressive they're going to be, but the Energy Department has axed, I guess, 223 Biden-era clean energy projects that save about $7.5 billion. That's the first big cut. The OMB Director Russ Vought also announcing yesterday looking to potentially cancel this $18 billion in federal funding for New York City infrastructure projects. It's a tunnel, the Hudson Tunnel project, the 2nd Avenue subway on the east side of Manhattan, all on hold now to ensure that funding is not flowing based on unconstitutional DEI principles, that the best people are actually getting these jobs, these contracting jobs, that we're not shoving this money out in the wrong way, which is, obviously important. How aggressive do you suspect they're going to be? I mean, the president is talking about making some deep cuts, and he's kind of gloating about it on social media as if he's trying to poke them.
Well, Rob, clearly they are looking for opportunities to reduce waste, fraud, and abuse. And obviously they have to operate within the law. And so they're going through and looking at that. But, we're going to have more votes tomorrow, and we're going to give the Democrats another chance to vote for this clean CR.
Yeah.
We're up to 55 now that are voting for it. And I've spent a lot of my time today, and others have too, talking to Democrats. And I think they're starting to recognize that the more people see what's going on, I think that's really putting pressure on Democrats to join with us. So I seriously hope that tomorrow, when they have another opportunity, they do what they should do, which is vote to pass this clean CR.
I don't know if they're going to, because I want to play Hakeem Jeffries just a few minutes ago from the Capitol steps. Take a listen.
What makes you think that he will negotiate anything? What makes you think that he and Republicans will cave to you?
Public sentiment. At the end of the day, the public knows that Donald Trump and Republicans have shut the federal government down, and that they're continuing to engage in the chaos and the cruelty and the corruption that we've seen from this administration.
Your reaction to that?
Rob, that's ridiculous, and it is just absolutely wrong. Whether it's Hakeem Jeffries or Senator Schumer, they keep wanting to say, oh, well, we should have some Democrat priorities in this clean CR before we vote for it. Well, that's ridiculous. It's a clean CR. There are no Republican priorities in there. So why would they be loading it up with a bunch of Democrat priorities, number one? Number two, we passed 13 clean CRs during the Biden administration, and 96% of the Democrats voted for them, and now suddenly they can't vote for it? This is just ridiculous, and that's why it is absolutely the Schumer shutdown.
And
Hakeem Jeffries is wrong. People see through it, Rob. People see through this.
10 seconds left. Do you think that this ends in the next week? Do you think this goes potentially longer than that? I mean,
I really think tomorrow's going to tell the tale. I think if Democrats don't join us tomorrow, it could go longer. So I hope they do the right thing and vote with us.
Senator Hoeven, North Dakota. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thanks,
Trump
Rob.
declares armed conflict, basically going to war against drug cartels. This is a big update. As reporting trickles out, his top aides are pushing to oust the Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro. Counterterrorism Director Sebastian Gorka, next.
What can that be?
52-year-old male complaining of chest pain.
Clear.
Heart attacks can happen at any time. My name is Dr. Crandall, and as a cardiologist, I tell my patients that they need to be aware of the hidden symptoms of a heart attack. That is why I've created the Simple Heart Test to help you determine your own risk of heart disease.
Take your free online heart test today and discover how to get Dr. Crandall's bestseller, The Simple Heart Cure.
Nature made fruits and vegetables whole for a reason. When you isolate nutrients, you lose the teamwork that makes them powerful. At Balance of Nature, we prepare and freeze-dry the produce to help preserve it just as nature made it. Every apple, carrot, and broccoli is packed with thousands of phytonutrients, plant nutrients that give them color, taste, smell, and the stuff your body wants. That way, you're not getting isolated parts. You're experiencing the full range of naturally occurring phytonutrients.
I lost 110 pounds. You couldn't tell at all because of my excess skin. Sono Bello changed that in one visit.
Introducing the new Lift EX, the just one visit total body transformation everyone is talking about.
I am super happy with my results.
I decided to give Sono Bello a try. Look at me, I have a silhouette. You can see my waist.
Lift EX is Sono Bello's breakthrough 360-degree body lift alternative. Our body contouring experts sculpt, tighten, and lift your stomach, waist, thighs, and backside, all in just one visit with less downtime.
Sono Bello targeted the areas diet exercise could not do. I found me again.
Sono Bello has over 50,000 five-star reviews, and Lift EX is exclusively available at Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist. Book your free, personalized consultation today. Easy monthly plans make your best body more affordable than ever.
This year is my year thanks to Sono Bello.
Call Sono Bello for your free consultation today.
Welcome back. Internal Trump administration memo obtained by the Associated Press indicating the White House is effectively declaring war on Central and South American drug cartels, calling them unlawful combatants that we are now in a non-international armed conflict with. The source is also telling the AP Congress was notified about the designation by Pentagon officials on Wednesday. Wall Street Journal reporting senators on both sides of the aisle pressing the Pentagon's top attorney in a closed-door meeting to provide a better legal explanation for striking alleged Latin American drug boats in the Caribbean. We've seen a few of those, right? This comes as the New York Times reports top Trump aides have been pushing for the ousting of Nicolas Maduro, the horrible dictator that controls Venezuela as the people starve, as the currency is completely valueless and just blowing down the streets. A terrible story of what communism has done to Venezuela. Sebastian Gorka is the Senior Director of Counterterrorism at the White House and joins us tonight. Sir, it's good to have you. 3 strikes against drug boats in the Caribbean this past month that we know about. You've got an active buildup of U.S. maritime forces in the region, and there's this reporting of chatter about maybe taking Maduro out. What can you tell us?
I'm not going to comment on the lying legacy media. Let me just tell you the truth from the White House, from my immediate boss, the acting National Security Advisor, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who said not too long ago in Mexico at a podium openly, we've tried drug interdiction for decades. It doesn't work. So from now on, we're just going to blow you up. If we find you bringing drugs to our shores that are killing over 100,000 Americans every single year, we're not going to give you a pass. We're not going to open the borders like Biden did. And to the justification, it's very simple. They declared war on us. When you're killing over 100,000 Americans every single year with illicit drugs brought into our country, I'm sorry, they started it. We're going to finish it. President Trump will finish it, Rob.
I don't know. I know you can't comment on a lot of this, but, you know, the mind swirls with ideas of what the West would look like if you had Venezuela not as a communist dump, and if it was a Western-friendly nation, the amount of oil that's in Venezuela, what that could do to free up energy, and how it could definitely be a blockade against, I guess, the Axis powers of the world. Is there any truth to any of these indications that there might be a motivation there?
There's truth to this, Rob, and you don't need to have a clearance to know it. You can look it up right now online. You are correct. Venezuela was the richest non-American, not United States nation of the hemisphere because of its energy reserves. It is now a hellscape. I can tell you also in an unclassified facility openly right now, they have a strategic partnership with Iran. Iran, that is a primary threat to the United States, a nation that we launched Operation Midnight Hammer against.
Yeah.
We don't do regime change in the Trump administration. That's for former Trotskyite neocons. But we do believe, as a prior president said, in something called the Monroe Doctrine, which in one sentence means what happens in our hemisphere is important to the national security of the United States. If you have a dictatorial regime that is working hand in glove with the Islamo-fascists in Tehran, that is a national security threat.
It is. You're right about that. I mean, there's no question of that, and there's no question of just how awful that country has become, and you feel so bad for the people that live in that nation, because it wasn't that long ago. That was a prosperous, beautiful country with beautiful people. It's so sad. I want to show this right up your alley here. CNN sitting down with a leader of the Sinaloa cartel, a Mexican cartel, for an interview. They asked if President Trump has made business tougher for them. Take a listen.
Do you think what President Trump has been doing has been making your job tougher?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
But it's becoming more difficult, you think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The great days of Joe Biden as the president are over, right?
Well, it goes to your opening segment, your monologue. These things are intrinsically linked. We have a government shutdown because the Democrats want to fund illegals in America. And then you have CNN giving heartfelt interviews to members of cartels that decapitate people as a part of their business model. When I had my Newsmax show, this came to me pretty early on. We live in a perverse age where one half of the political palette detests the nation they are meant to serve and literally wants to get in bed with those who hate us, whether it's giving billions of dollars to Iran, or whether it's, that senator who goes to travel to have margaritas with the Maryland father who's a member of MS-13. It is utterly perverse, Rob.
Yeah, it is. And one last question. The cartels that operate inside of Mexico are the worst. I mean, we've seen how many assassinations of people running for office in Mexico have we seen by these cartels over the last year? I mean, every time somebody runs with an agenda that's against theirs, they just cut their head off and they just find their head. It's wild in Mexico. I assume that's part of this declaration by the president, that those cartels are on the watch as well.
Well, it's not just the threat to the United States and the tens of thousands, the hundreds of thousands who are being killed by the drugs being smuggled in for those countries that are made with precursors from China. Yeah. Think about this, Rob. The estimates are that 500,000 Mexicans work for the cartels. What is the proportion who do not do so willingly, who have a gun to their head, whose families have been threatened? Could you imagine how Mexico would be if the cartels were defeated? It's good for them. It's good for Mexicans. It's good for that government as much as it is for the United States. So God bless Stephen Miller, the Homeland Security Advisor. God bless everyone who's working on that strategy against the cartels, because it's good for everyone in our hemisphere. Cartels kill. They make money out of killing. It's time to stop it.
Yeah, and they made a fortune flooding our border with the millions of people that are now here.
Yeah.
Sebastian Gorka, good to see you. Thanks so much.
God bless. Thanks, Rob.
Going to go back to the shutdown here. We've got Congressman Scott Perry joining us now. Just wanted to get a couple questions in with you, sir, and it's good to have you. The president said today that he wants to discuss with Russ Vought, the OMB director, Democrat agencies that he says many of which are scams to cut out of government, to cut down. Which agencies do you think he is talking about here?
Well, I would say this, Rob. First of all, thanks for having me on. I would say that, most of us didn't know, even people that dealt with on a regular basis, what was all included in the USAID, all the different non-governmental organizations that were getting money, all the different ways of funneling money to leftist organizations and leftist ideology around the world. That same thing is happening in the United States of America. You might have something, let's say, in the EPA or even in the Department of Transportation. Let's remember in the last administration, Pete Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, went about the country telling everybody that you might live on alongside of a racist highway. And so because of that, they appropriated money, they approved, they authorized these organizations within these different departments to, to promote this ideology that not only was expensive, but it was detrimental to America and didn't do anything. If you look at either the Department of Transportation or even the EPA to further the mission of those organizations.
Yeah, it was unbelievable to watch. You had Pete Buttigieg in charge of billions of dollars, and this is what they did with it. I mean, you could not think of a better way to just light money on fire. I mean, it was so embarrassing to say that's our transportation secretary. I mean, the agenda they had was so sick.
But Rob, it was across the board. Those are just a couple examples.
Yeah.
And everybody relies on transportation and infrastructure, and in particular, we need our roads and bridges to be safe, and we need the capacity to get around and compete with other countries. And with a secretary at the top like that, he would take literally billions of dollars and spend it on meaningless things that that made some people feel good. What the president and Russ Vought are doing is they're using this opportunity to take a look at those things where in the past you would need just some kind of cause to relieve these people. But now that they're not being funded, that's the cause that the president needs to say this program is no longer going to be funded and the people there are no longer going to have a job. And it needs to happen. This government is too big. It is spending too much money, and we can't afford it. And I applaud the president and Russ Vought for doing it.
Yeah, the things they dream up with all that money. You send some of the most unimpressive people in this country in with just piles of money, ungodly amounts of money, and you see what they do with it. It's so scary and it's so frustrating. Scott Perry, Congressman, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you. God bless you.
Kash Patel announces the FBI has severed all ties with one of the worst organizations in this country, the Anti-Defamation League. Next.
Newsmax.
Shoots it straight. No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think. Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax. Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think. They let me decide.
Real news for real people. Get the life back. Okay, we're good. He's breathing. Okay.
When I saw that Ethan was not breathing, I determined that I needed to use something to remove the obstruction from his airway.
It's very important for every household to have a life vest.
Everyone should have one in their home. Anything can happen at any moment.
I want my friends and family and people that I serve to know that we have this device to potentially save lives.
Protect your family. Go to lifevac.net.
Go to lifevac.net or call 877-543-3822.
The poverty is unimaginable. There are people who are struggling.
This is where she washes the dishes.
If you're ever going to allow your Christian faith to rise and to do something for God's chosen people, now is the time.
This is the home of Galina. She's 96 years old.
This is what she had to eat for today.
She has one pot with water and wheat.
My father was killed by the Nazis, and I was an orphan. I didn't know about God. But now, in the cold, hungry nights, I pray for food to the God I've never known. There are good people that love you.
You see the tears. Scripture says joy can come in the morning, and you can be the reason.
If you will bless these hurting children of Israel, you will receive God's blessing in return. Your urgent gift today of $25 will help Rush, a survival food box filled with life-saving essentials. If you call right now, your gift's impact will be doubled to help save lives. Call, scan, or go online now.
I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, I don't know how much longer she could have waited for us to come.
I can't even grow my food anymore. What will happen to me? I'm doomed to starve.
Tens of thousands of elderly Holocaust survivors in the former Soviet Union are living in extreme poverty, hungry, and forgotten. But through the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, we can bring them hope.
Eggs. It's my favorite food. May you be blessed.
You say to them, we see you and we're here to help.
If you call right now, your gift's impact will be doubled to help save lives.
Is the conflict between Israel and the Palestinians the revival of an ancient conflict recorded in the Bible?
The nation of Israel is a resurrected nation. What if there was going to be a resurrection of another people, an enemy people of Israel?
The Dragon's Prophecy, in theaters October 6th and 8th. Streaming and DVDs available October 9th. Get the film at thedragonsprophecyfilm.com. This film contains graphic violence.
Just because we're not living doesn't mean we don't enjoy a good living room.
And Michael's Halloween decor really knocks him undead.
Anyone with brains knows that.
Brains. Her laugh is infectious. And so is her bite.
Welcome back. The FBI has severed all ties with the Anti-Defamation League. FBI Director Kash Patel, another great move here, announcing they will no longer have a partnership with this Marxist group that fraudulently claims to fight hate. That's what they say they do. Saying the era is over. The FBI won't partner with political fronts masquerading as watchdogs. The ADL has been under fire for its since-deleted glossary of extremism with more than 1,000 entries of hate spewing that they claim, listing Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA as a right-wing student organization that provided a platform for extremists and far-right conspiracy theories. It also included Christian Identity Movement as a hate group, saying it's a religious ideology popular in extreme right-wing circles. Elon Musk making a good point, saying the ADL hates Christians, therefore it is a Christian hate group that's supposed to be out there identifying and stopping hate. How ironic. Katie Zacharia and Hogan Gidley join us now. Good to see you both. Katie, we'll start with you. This is obviously a much-needed move. This is a really terrible organization, the ADL.
1,000 entries they deleted only because they were exposed. What's happening, Rob, with these groups like ABC and CBS that only change their course of action when they're held accountable? Elon Musk taking to Twitter, taking to X, and holding these guys accountable. Thank God, Kash Patel. Thank God we have a director like Kash Patel that is willing to do what it takes to rid the FBI of any ties with them, unlike Comey would have done.
Yeah. Hogan, they push critical race theory. At its core, it's a Marxist group. That's what they believe, and I think they're also very anti-Christian. So these are the Jewish left-wing Marxists that operate and control this group. And I think they had a plan, which was to try and destabilize this country and have, their desire was to have it eat the white Christians in the country for their own benefit. The problem is, though, at some point, the Jews got lumped in with the whites and were no longer a protected class. So that machine that they built started coming after the Jews, and they didn't know what to do because they had helped build it.
Right. It ate itself, in essence. And you see this across the government with all types of partnerships with the Southern Poverty Law Center and things like that. They're front groups, as Kash Patel rightly said, to attack right-wing ideology, to attack Christians, going after Charlie Kirk, as you said, talking about that being a complete and total hate group. These types of entities must be exposed. And this administration, as I've talked about before, is providing transparency like we've never seen before. But on top of that, what they're seeing is the accountability that follows it. Once they expose them, once the people know what these groups are up to, this administration is taking action so we don't have to deal with them anymore. It's a really smart move.
It certainly is. I want to move on to this one. Ilhan Omar and her Somalian-ridden section of Minneapolis that she represents, U.S. Immigration, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, I should say, USCIS, conducting an immigration enforcement sweep, finding widespread immigration fraud, specifically in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. Operation coined Twin Shield, uncovering more than 270 cases of sham marriages, which is what Ilhan Omar is accused of.
Yeah.
Visa overstays, forged documents, fake death certificates, and other bizarre schemes. Hogan, we get all this as we hear Ilhan Omar just spewing hatred for this country, for the people that founded this country. It's something, isn't it?
First of all, for someone like that who is saved from war-torn Somalia, comes to America, raised here, and becomes a congresswoman, and somehow she hates this country of all places, blows my mind. But again, we're seeing the administration go into these neighborhoods, look into the criminal activity, but also the fraud that is existing. And because Donald Trump himself called out Ilhan Omar and questioned her marriage to her husband/brother, this is going to be something that continues to percolate. So no surprise, there's marriage fraud in that community.
Just littered all over that community. Katie, final word, go ahead.
Look, if you have voter ID in that community and you actually rid them, the illegal immigrants are probably voting because they are not requiring voter ID. And I think Ilhan Omar probably loses her seat because the illegal immigration and the voter fraud really go hand in hand with keeping these radical leftists in power.
Yeah. It's unbelievable that Minneapolis and this weird little part of Minneapolis has just become a hotbed of Somalian migration. It's so strange when you fly into that airport and you're like, where did I end up?
I know.
Did I get on the wrong plane? Katie and Hogan, good to see you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Maybe Trump's strongest meme game ever this week. That's next with Rick and Ed.
AI attack. It's a video. I'm not going to play the whole video because we don't find it meets our standards or is newsworthy.
You know Rob Finnerty. He's smart, bold, and stands strong for your values. Rob is fighting for you. Watch Finnerty weeknights only on Newsmax.
My name is Mike Hammond, founder of Signal Relief. Much of my career has been working in construction, and I love the outdoors and horses. That active lifestyle is what has caused my body to hurt. I didn't want to let this affect my family or my life, and that's what motivated me to create a team to build the Signal Relief patch. Clinically shown that over 85% felt relief in just 72 hours, with almost half feeling significant relief in just 15 minutes. It's drug-free, reusable, and it comes with a money-back guarantee. Whether it's your neck, back, knee, shoulder, or just aches and pains, this patch can give you your life back. When I gave my best friend a patch with tears in his eyes, he said it was the first time in 16 years he did not hurt. Join the hundreds of thousands who found relief. I'm asking you to try the Signal Relief patch today by going to our website. If you're thinking about buying, it means you need one. You have nothing to lose. I promise the patch works.
Joining us is Dr. Drew from the Wellness Company with advice for dealing with seasonal colds and flu. Doctor?
Cold and flu season is here, and every year you or a loved one gets sick. Your doctor can't see you. Waiting in a crowded urgent care is brutal. This is a particularly bad cold and flu season, and it's why doctors suggest every family needs an emergency medical kit. Your medical emergency kit is filled with essential prescriptions. It includes antibiotics like generic Z-Pak to get well faster, amoxicillin for pneumonia, strep throat, ear infections, plus prescriptions for nausea and UTIs, and even ivermectin. It's easy. Just match your symptoms to the prescription in your guidebook or call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Take your medication early and feel better faster. Having a medical emergency kit is like having an urgent care in your home. No waiting to see a doctor, no lines at the pharmacy.
Smart advice. We've shared the website and discount code below to save viewers $45. Order now and your kit will be rushed to your door. Thank you, doctor.
Frank Parisi was a fireman for 32 years. He's retired now, but not a day goes by that he doesn't think about the friends he lost and the lives he saved along the way. I wanted to know where it comes from, this willingness to run toward danger when everybody else is running in the other direction.
It starts within. You have to have it in you to go in to danger, but you don't realize it. And you got to do your job, you're trained, and it just clicks in. It's got to be in you, though. It's not for everybody. And you have a satisfaction. I have 2 life-saving awards, and I saved a couple of people, and they're still around today, and it makes you feel good.
Frank switched to Pure Talk for the same reasons I did. He appreciates a fair deal, and he wanted to be in business with a company that shares his values. If that sounds like you, the offer on the screen is the real deal. Just like Frank, a proud American who switched to a wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Want to know more about you? Like, a lot more? Join the millions of others who've made discoveries with Ancestry DNA. Learn more than ever at Ancestry.
It is not, generally speaking, unruly.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler is once again alive and well.
This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters.
Bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
It's been a good week. We've really enjoyed it around here. The president's memes, really just illustrating how ridiculous the Democrat Party is, have been very well received. I think they come across perfectly as a party that is solely concerned with how much of your money they can just hand out to the millions and millions of people that they invited into your country over the last 4 years. The memes are great. They hit the spot. The Democrats are losing it. The media is losing it. Take a listen.
Trump posting a misleading AI-generated video mocking the Democratic leaders.
The adjectives are endless. It is childish, it is crass, it is vulgar, it's of course unpresidential, it's dumb.
That AI racist video of Minority Leader Jeffries wearing a sombrero.
A black man in a sombrero with mariachi. That's how out of it this guy is. He can't even keep his racism straight.
Trump AI attack. It's a video. I'm not going to play the whole video because we don't find it meets our standards or is newsworthy.
It doesn't meet MSNBC's standards. But what does? What standards, you might ask? And of course it's racist, right? Because you can attach that word to anything that you're upset about these days, and we're just supposed to believe that it's racist. There's nothing racist about it. It gets even better, though. Check out the video from the briefing room yesterday. This is taken by our White House correspondent, Mike Carter. The memes were playing on a loop in the White House briefing room all day long. The mariachi music was playing full blast on the overhead speakers as well. CNN's White House reporter described the experience.
It was playing on a loop in the briefing room today. What are you hearing from the inside about that?
It was not only just playing on a loop in the briefing room, they were playing that mariachi music as well over the loudspeakers for all the press that was coming in and out of the White House. Instead of backing off or apologizing for it, they're leaning into it, and they're playing the music over loudspeakers and on repeat inside the briefing room because they simply don't care about that criticism.
They simply don't care about that criticism. N2 hosts Ed Henry and Rick Leventhal join us now. Ed, she's exactly right. They don't care, and they actually embrace it, and it's hilarious. I love it. Go ahead.
And that's why Donald Trump keeps winning. I don't understand why the mainstream media took the bait, a few days ago. I thought they were going to ignore it and say, this is AI generated, this is silly, which it is. I mean, Vice President J.D. Vance yesterday said, it's silly, guys, it's a meme. And he also said, how could Hakeem Jeffries, who's black, say it's racist when a sombrero, I guess, is a symbol of Mexican descent, not black descent. So it wasn't about racism. No. It was just silly. And it was pointing out the absurdity, not just of the video, but of the Democrats' position, the fake mustache and everything, which is these two people who are allegedly leaders are saying, we want to take your taxpayer money and give it to illegal immigrants for their health care. So they can't handle the truth. That's why this meme has resonated, because of their ridiculous position.
The still photo of Hakeem standing in the one outside the White House with the hat and the mustache on. Rick, go ahead. What's your perspective?
I don't find this funny at all, Rob. This is a very, very disturbing video, racist. And they should be ashamed of themselves for. They put a sombrero on Trump, so that makes it okay, right? I wish they'd put a sombrero on Chuck Schumer and one of those fake mustaches. I'm just surprised that Hakeem Jeffries wasn't actually wearing that hat. I thought all along it was real. I thought that was real, and I thought that was his real mustache. So this is shocking to me that they would do something AI-generated and try to fool the American people. This is not real. This is AI-generated nonsense from the White House. And let's ignore the reason why they're doing it, which is that those clowns are responsible for the government shutdown, and they won't admit it. And there's still those other broadcasters are still lying to the American people, too.
And they now have to run away from this reality so quickly, which is that they have been working so hard. I mean, the video we showed at the top of the show, all of them raising their hands saying my health care plan gives out health care for illegal. I mean, it's like these are the suicidal policies. That's what's happened to the Democrat Party. It's a perfect indication of where this party has gone. They have lost their minds. They want to hand out as much of your money as they possibly can to as many people that didn't earn it as they can possibly find. And it's like that is as bad as it gets in politics. That's as toxic as it possibly can be. I want to move on and get to one more thing before I let you guys go. It's actually a serious story coming out of the UK, this terror attack. Synagogue, northern Manchester on Yom Kippur. 2 killed, 4 injured. A Muslim man, his first name is Jihad, ramming his vehicle into people outside the synagogue, then going on a stabbing spree. He claimed he had a bomb on him. Looks like he did before police shot and killed him. 35-year-old Jihad al-Shami, a Syrian. These are the people that the West decides they want to rescue, and this is how they're thanked. Prior to his identification, the BBC was very desperate to conceal what would be the very obvious motive of this, though. Take a listen.
People who had a political mindset linked to what was going on in the Middle East, but also from the far right, which hasn't completely gone away. Some of the neo-Nazi groups that we've investigated over the years have clearly still had a deeply anti-Semitic mindset.
You mentioned the far right. Obviously, there's just been an increased temperature in political language, hasn't there? The increase in language that we've seen recently linked to the far right hasn't been particularly Jewish focused, but there are still neo-Nazi groups operating in the UK who definitely have an anti-Semitic mindset.
Ed, holy crap, another asylum seeker has committed an atrocity against either white or Jewish people. How do we figure out a way to conceal that obvious reality from our viewers?
Crazy. Yeah, and immediately they're saying, could be a far-right Nazi. Where are all these far-right Nazis keep putting? It's like when the FBI in America said in the Biden years that white nationalists were the biggest threat in America. And then we see just the opposite with what's been going on. My broader thought is Trump was right again. Think about earlier this week, the hysterical media reaction here in the U.S. about Donald Trump saying there's an enemy within because of all the illegals who came here under Joe Biden. We don't know where they are. They could be terrorists. And the media said, oh, what is Trump doing? He's unhinged. This is the kind of terror we have to worry about here as well as in Europe. I get that it was in Manchester, but it could happen here at home. Trump was right again.
Rick, go ahead.
It's just so disturbing because what they're doing is obvious. They're planting the seed.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it was a far-right person who did this. Oh, I heard it was a neo-Nazi responsible. All they have to do is say it, and say it a couple times, and then people remember that, instead of saying what it obviously was and will be again if they don't stop with this anti-Semitic storyline that they keep spreading across not just news channels, but also on the streets of cities across America and around the world, obviously. It's a really, really awful trend, and this is what happens when you promote these anti-Semitic storylines and agendas. You get people riled up, and people take action against the Jewish people. It's disgusting, especially on the highest holy day of the year.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And there's just going to be more of it because that wave has been so large. And there's so many, of that ideology that have moved into the West, and as they, as that metastasizes in those countries, it just gets worse and worse. What they have made is such a critical mistake, and until they start moving those people back from whence they came, you're not going to get rid of this problem. That's the sad reality for the UK. Thankfully, we have an ocean between us to separate us from that. Ed and Rick, good to see you both. Thanks so much.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Check out Harvard's newest professor up next.
Hi there, I'm Dean Heskin, President and CEO of Swiss America. With trillions of dollars vanishing from the stock portfolios of retiring Americans, many hardworking people I speak with are concerned about the holdings in their IRAs. But I have good news for you. Our team at Swiss America can show you how easy it is to own gold in your IRA. You see, even with economic turmoil all around us, gold continues to not only be a safe haven, but is also increasing to all-time highs. The volatility of markets has created a lot of undue stress for people. Wouldn't you like that peace of mind that diversifying into metals can provide? For over 40 years, Swiss America has helped people just like you own precious metals in your IRAs. So don't miss this opportunity. Call or text our team at the number on your screen to receive a free copy of our Gold IRA brochure today.
My employees and I want to thank all of you at Newsmax for your continued support of MyPillow. It's because of you and the grace of God that we're making it through. And to thank you, we're bringing you the best offers ever. Get our MyPillow bed sheets, only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regularly $119.98, now only $29.88. Our My Towels are finally back in stock. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. Towels that actually work. What a concept. And for the first time and the only time ever, you're going to get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and a designer gusset. Queen $17.98, King's only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code when you order today. Inventory for these offers are extremely limited, and once they're gone, they're gone.
At Sono Bello, just one visit, one day. One decision changes everything.
It was instant. I got an amazing flat stomach.
Physically, you can see it. That belly is gone. I feel great. Sono Bello did that for me.
With Sono Bello's advanced micro laser technology, you can permanently remove stubborn fat and sculpt the body you've always wanted, all in just one visit. That's why Sono Bello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist.
It's like literally hitting an easy button.
I see a snatched waist and some curves that look really good.
I went from a 14 to a 4. It was a one-day solution for me.
There's no more frustration, just permanent results.
They gave me a whole new body, and I am loving it.
Sono Bello has over 50,000 5-star reviews and board-certified surgeons. Call now for your personalized consultation. That's over a $250 value. Free. Easy monthly payment options make your best body more affordable than ever. Call Sono Bello today.
Welcome back. Time now for news from the left. A few weeks ago, we spoke about the possibility of David Ellison hiring former New York Times columnist Barry Weiss in a major editorial role at CBS. Ellison, obviously the son of Larry, the multi-billionaire. Woke lefty employees at CBS were reportedly fuming over this, as Weiss, of course, had left the New York Times to escape its leftism and its anti-Semitism and all the things that are so wrong with media now. Well, the New York Post has sources telling them that Barry Weiss is, in fact, expected to be hired and will be named the editor-in-chief of CBS News. Ellison also buying her outlet, the Free Press, for an extraordinary sum of money. So this is a huge moment for Barry Weiss. Larry Ellison making some huge moves trying to save CBS from the woke mob. This is exciting to watch. It's a very important network, and he's going to bring it back to life. Next up, across the pond in the UK, the ringleader of another Muslim grooming gang, Mohammed Zahid, sentenced to 35 years in prison for using 2 teenage girls as sex slaves. Grooming gang members, he had all his buddies in on it, expected sex wherever and whenever they wanted, including in cars, alleyways, and warehouses. This is Islam, by the way. The guys can behave like this, and the women have to wear, only have an eye slit. That's, isn't it a beautiful culture? Zahid gave free underwear from his lingerie stall to both girls, along with money, alcohol, and food. In return, he expected sex between him and all of his friends. The kicker is that the power of white guilt in the UK, despite Sky News reporting on this on their X account, we noticed that they disabled the comments, likely terrified to be responsible perhaps for all the offensive comments that would come on this now that the UK is arresting people simply for noticing the chaos and destruction of their once sophisticated society from all of this nonsense they have imported into the once incredible and powerful United Kingdom. How sad is that? They just disabled the comments so nobody can say anything about the story. Yeah. And finally, the freak show continues. Meet Harvard University's newest visiting professor. This is Kareem Nubchandani, who has an alter ego as a drag queen that goes by the name Lahore Vajistan, which is a mocking of Lahore, Pakistan, a city in Pakistan. Vajistan, who's spoken at drag events at universities like Michigan, is now being hired as a Harvard professor in the Women, Gender, and Sexuality department. Not sure what he knows about any of that. Harvard announcing they brought it on in July. They brought this thing on in July, teaching classes on queer ethnography and Rue politics, drag, race, and desire. That's all I have to say about that one. The Super Bowl halftime announcement has Americans fuming. That's next.
Closed captioning brought to you by MagnaLife Leg and Back Pain Relief for pain-related symptoms of sciatica.
Your sciatic nerve pain is real. Here's what real customers have to say about MagnaLife Leg and Back Pain Relief Cream. It provided me with the only relief for my sciatica.
Available at your local retailer.
I'm Elmer Heinrich, at 91 years of age with my wife Shirley, who is 82. Now, both of us are still cutting a wide swath in life, all because of Immuno 150. Now, neither of us have any kind of sickness, and we're as flexible as we were 30 years ago, and we still do the physical things we did 30 years ago. Now, we are asking you to use Amino 150 like we do. Give it a chance for at least 90 days so that you can see what 70 plant minerals and 80 additional nutrients can do for you. You won't believe it. Amino 150 is an awesome nutritional supplement. There's nothing like it.
Yes, it really is incredible.
Yeah, try it. You will be surprised. Order online or call the number listed on the screen, but don't place your order until after you've watched the 2 videos on our website. Thank you from both of us, and God bless.
These days, supporting the right causes matters more than ever. That's why I chose Patriot Mobile. They're not just a great mobile service provider, they're all about giving back. Every bill helps support causes we believe in: family, faith, and freedom. You get great nationwide coverage on all 3 main networks. Even better, you're doing it with an American company that stands up for us. It's time to make the switch, y'all. Let's support a wireless company that's got our back. Go to patriotmobile.com and make the switch today.
People always ask, why Patriot Gold Group? With over 10,000 clients to date and over $1 billion in transactions, not a single complaint on the Better Business Bureau. Consumer Affairs top rated for 9 years in a row. Over 2,000 5-star reviews. The only company nationwide where you, the client, work directly with an owner. Home of the no fee for life IRA. Gold is up 80% in the last 28 months, 275% since Lehman Brothers collapsed. We are patriots protecting patriots. Give Patriot Gold Group a call at 888-528-4290 before it's too late. Patriot Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold and silver dealer 9 years in a row. Call now, 888-528-4290.
Almost everything we do requires balance, but studies show our balance worsens as we age. What if there was a safe, fun, and effective way to improve your balance? Introducing the Gibbon Slackboard, the world's first slackline-based balance board. Just 5 minutes a day can improve your balance, enabling you to improve performance or simply reduce your risk of falling.
I use the board about twice per week, maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops, and I've noticed that just in that short amount of time, I've been able to improve my balance.
The Slackboard keeps your foot just a few inches off the ground for safety. And with our Balance app, you'll get free guided videos that deliver results fast.
I really feel that the Slackboard is going to help improve my quality of life and to avoid any injuries that can happen as you get older.
The Slackboard makes balance training simple, fun, and effective for your entire family. Own your balance. Get your Slackboard today at gibbon-usa.com.
All right, finally tonight, a lot of Americans have had it with the woke NFL after the latest announcement that Bad Bunny is going to be the Super Bowl halftime show for all of America to watch. Former race car driver Danica Patrick writing on X, no fun, no songs in English should not be allowed at one of America's highest rated television events of the year. It is the highest rated television event of the year, not just for sports, she says. And isn't that exactly how we all feel? And aren't you just about done with the guilt-ridden wokies?